Hey Duck fans, Matt Walks, sports editor of the Emerald, Isaac Rosenthal, digital editor at the Emerald. We're here at University of Phoenix Stadium in Glendale, Arizona, where the number 4 Oregon Ducks just beat the number 5 Kansas State Wildcats 35-17.
Yeah, they did, and you know, Matt, that really started with shutting down Colin Klein, and it had to. He's such a tremendous athlete, but we didn't see what we've been used to seeing out of him today. He wasn't able to be as effective as a passer or as a runner. He did have that one touchdown run, one run of 15 or so yards, but for the most part he was getting 2-3 yards here, and he was getting stopped in the backfield a lot, and that just kept giving Oregon the ball back. That kept the momentum going, and the offense was able to take advantage. D'Anthony
Thomas started the game off with a dose of electricity, 94-yard kickoff return from that end zone to that one, and from then it almost felt like Oregon was going to run away with it. They got another touchdown, and then Kansas State kind of clawed back and kind of went back and forth, and then in the second half Oregon's offense really just exploded. Kenyon Barner ended up going over 100 yards. Marcus Mariota was the game's offensive MVP award winner. He had a great game, and for the Ducks it was another 12-win season, and ends with a BCS victory, and now all eyes kind of turn to Chip Kelly.
Yeah, and you know, Chip Kelly, what can you say about his legacy at Oregon? If, and I say if, maybe a little bit optimistically, there's a lot who would say that it is his last game. And if it is, the last 3 years, 36 wins the last 3 years, and that's something that the Ducks in the 70s had that number of wins in a decade. So it really says something about where this program has come, and you know what, they're in great shape. Even if he does leave, Mark Helfrich, who's being talked about a lot as being the kind of presumed successor, he's the offensive coordinator of this offense. You have Marcus Mariota coming back, you have D'Anthony Thomas coming back. The Ducks, I think, are here to stay.
Do you think Chip stays? Do you think he goes?
I think it's more likely he goes. I think that if he's such a hot candidate this year, there's so many teams that would love to have Chip Kelly, and there are questions about whether his offense would work in the NFL, and I think he'd have to tweak it, but it'd be pretty cool to see. You'd like it to stay at Oregon, but I think there's a lot of people who aren't fans of the Ducks who would be much more happy to see him in the NFL.
Well, if it was the end of Kelly's era, what an ending it was. One of the most special games, I think, of the entire bowl season in terms of how competitive it was supposed to be going in, and there were some quirky plays. Talk to us a little bit about the safety.
Yeah,
in the end
so it was a sort of a bucket list item for me to see a one-point safety. I discovered it like a year or two ago, and it just never happens. It's happened one other time in the history of college football. Brad Nessler actually called both games, which is pretty incredible. But it was an indication of how things went for the Ducks tonight, because even when they get an extra point blocked, they got a point out of the play tonight. The little things happen for them, and they had skill tonight, and they had a little bit of luck. And to be successful in a bowl game, that's what you need.
A little bit of redemption for Alejandro Maldonado, the man who was probably unfairly given the blame for the Stanford loss, came through, hit a couple clutch field goals. Well, clutch not necessarily given the situation, but that he could end that season on that note was special. Senior Michael Clay ends his collegiate career with he won the Defensive MVP award, 9 tackles and a huge sack on Klein that Klein's probably going to still feel tomorrow. And it was one of those games for Oregon. I don't know how to end this video because that's the end of the season. So good night. You can edit that last part out.
I don't know if I can. I want to keep